Hey guys, Ponce here on the PBE, here to talk to you guys about a number of nerfs you may encounter in patch 6.24. So that's the Camille patch. Note, this is not an exhaustive list of all the nerfs. It is just most of them, and stuff I find important and things I can actually, rather I feel like commenting on, have something to say with. So yeah, let's start off with Rylai's Crystal Scepter, some big stuff. So to put it bluntly, the item was gutted. Noted it costs 2,600 now as opposed to the old 3,200, so it is 600 gold cheaper, but correspondingly, yes, it's a lot crappier. You might notice it builds out a lot less stuff. It doesn't involve a needlessly large rod anymore. It does involve the Giant's Belt, but as you can see, the stats are a lot lower, a lot crappier. It gives 100 less HP and 25 less AP, and also the passive is a lot crappier. Basically, the new passive, which only gives 25% slow, is the equivalent of doing like a certain types of spells only dealt 20% slow, for example, like DOTs and stuff. Now the old version, if you hit someone with a single target, like targeted ability sort of thing, like I don't know, let's say for example, for whatever weird reason, if you built Rylai's Crystal Scepter on Camille here, if I hit someone with a Q, it would slow them for 40%. Now it's only going to slow for 20%. Also only for 1 second as opposed to 1.5 seconds. If I recall correctly, also AoE spells used to slow for 40% for 1 second as well. So it's a lot, just straight up worse. But again, it is cheaper. Now, in terms of cost to stat ratio, that doesn't really seem worth it. It is just probably a straight up nerf. But I guess in a sense, it makes it easier for supports to buy it if they really want. But anyway, there's not actually, I mean, personally, for me, it doesn't really affect a lot of things I play because there's not a lot of champions that I really built Rylai's Crystal Scepter on, because it's generally not my sort of playstyle, but, some of you guys may be unhappy with this. Now, old Rylai's Crystal Scepter was really good. It had lots of really, really good stats on it. Like, it made you both tanky and had crap tons of AP, and the passive was quite good. So, I mean, I understand, them taking some power away from it. I haven't really seen Riot say anything on the matter specifically. Maybe there might be something out there, but it just kind of seems like it's going kind of far. But anyway, Rylai's Crystal Scepter over the years has been, nerfed and buffed, and there's a lot that's been done to it, despite the item just kind of sticking around regardless. In a way, it sort of kind of reminds me of what's that other item called here? It's Frozen Mallet right here. So Frozen Mallet, also a very old item, and has gone through a lot of changes. But this item specifically, I realize it's not Rylai's Crystal Scepter, but Riot has spoken often about how, or at least in the past they have said, they can't have Frozen Mallet be too good and stat efficient, because then it becomes really overbearing with how much CC it provides. Like, it just becomes really annoying to play against. So it's intentionally not particularly cost effective and not particularly good, in a sense, outside of like very niche cases. So maybe they're going for something like that with a Rylai's Crystal Scepter. But anyway, let's move on a little bit from here. They've also nerfed Courage of the Colossus. You can see it on the screen right there. I did take the ability, so you could see it, not the ability, but the Keystone Mastery, just so you could see it. It has gone down from 7%, or plus 7% of your maximum health per enemy champion nearby, down to 5%. And also the cooldown is now based on level, so it goes from 45 to 30 seconds as opposed to just 30 across the board for the cooldown on it. Now, that's kind of a no-brainer. I'm sure most of you guys expected it. I certainly expected it. I'm not actually sure why it made it into game the way it did, because it was just phenomenally good. So it's taking, a relatively large nerf there. Will it be enough to bring it more in line? Not certain, but step in the right direction, I suppose. All right, moving on. Next, we have the blue buff. Blue buff no longer gives 15% AP, and but to compensate, the duration has gone from 90 seconds to 2 minutes. If I recall correctly, the duration used to be 2 minutes a long time ago, but I can't remember. I'd have to look it up, and I'm not going to, because it doesn't really affect anything. But they did take away that whole AP thing from it, so to an extent, I guess it makes a bit more sense to share it to people who don't have an AP ratio or don't tend to have any kind of AP ratio that's worth noting. Next, let's go to... also note that Krugs, the EXP, that's that little camp down here, the rock dudes, at the first clear, that has been nerfed. So it gives less EXP, but at every subsequent clear, it's going to give the same amount of EXP that it used to. Basically, what this does is it means you can't clear the red buff and then do Krugs and be level 3 and then go immediately somewhere and gank. Now, of course, you can just be level 2 and gank, but yeah, I guess they don't want you being level 3 that quick on the red side. Now, Rengar has received some sort of nerf buff combo thing. It's mostly just a nerf. So he actually does get more AD per level. So AD per level has gone from 1 to 1.5. But his Bone Tooth Necklace thing, the passive, the flat damage has actually increased a little bit. It's gone from 1, 3, 6, 10, 15 per stack to 1, 3, 7, 13, 20 per stack. So basically it starts out the same and then it max stacks. It's 5 flat physical damage or AD higher, which, you know, who cares? It's 5 AD at max stacks. But the percent bonus attack damage has increased significantly. So it used to be 1, or rather 2, 6, 12, 20, 30%. That has gone up to, or down to 1, 3, 7, 13, 20%. So at max stack, you're actually losing 10% bonus AD, which is quite significant. That's kind of, I'd say that's sort of a no-brainer nerf. Or rather, some kind of nerf is coming. Should have been obvious to everyone. He spent like every single game ever banned. It's unfortunate because I actually kind of like Rengar's playstyle, his new playstyle, and it's fun, and I want to play Rengar more, but then he spends like 6 days straight non-stop banned, and then I get to play him like once, and I don't really remember to play him. I would play him very well, and it's just kind of annoying. So, you know, it would be really nice to be able to play Rengar again. Maybe they'll nerf him more, I don't know. New Rengar is quite good. Note, again, I've said I play him, and keep in mind, I don't play champions that are bad. You know, it's just unfortunate I consider both Rengar fun and good, and it's an unfortunate stacking of things, because, yeah, I'm just not allowed to play Rengar, because he's banned. Oh, also note, her tumble's been nerfed. Alright, I'll explain. I'm just going to gloss that over because I don't care about Vayne. But anyway, the tumble damage has been lowered from 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% AD to 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Lowered Vayne damage. I imagine that's to an extent to compensate for the fact that you can't pink ward her out of her stealth tumble thing. I think Vayne's considered quite good now as a result of that. Well, she was always considered good, but just extra onto her. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching this little discussion about the nerfs that are coming. Again, there's a few more small ones, I think, in the patch, but I don't care about them, so I'm not going to talk about them. Alright, I'm off to stream now, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you around. Goodbye.